Hey guys, and welcome back to Any Sport. Today we're going to be telling you about why Tom Brady simply is not the GOAT. But before we begin, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can always stay up to date with our latest releases. Let's get right into it. Is Tom Brady the GOAT? The title's been bestowed upon him, but what does it mean and how do you determine it? Yes, he has 7 Pro Football Championships, finally matching Cleveland Browns' great Otto Graham. Boston loves its sports heroes. It's why the city threw a Stanley Cup parade for a guy who didn't win it as a Bruin. Beloved Ray Bourque, who's from Montreal by the way, was dealt Colorado and a key part of the AVS 2001 Cup win. Celebrating his win was a touching and fitting gesture, but also selective. There would have been a ton of parades here if the same treatment had been given to Babe Ruth. That didn't happen. I get it, sports matter here, for which I am grateful. They always have, even someone who isn't from here knows that. For decades, the Red Sox were lovable losers and chokers. The Patriots were terrible, an NFL footnote with no charisma for their first 40 years. The Bruins were only relevant on the History Channel. Everybody always pointed to the Bobby Orr glory days. The Celtics remain one of the NBA's 2 most storied franchises, but it held that distinction alone until the Los Angeles Lakers won 8 titles to the Celtics 1, since 1986. But what makes a GOAT? If it's raw athleticism, that's not TB12. He's no physical specimen like LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Is it winning? Brady's certainly got that argument convincingly made, but he's not even in the top 5 among winners in the town. More on that in a moment. The 21st century has been extremely kind to Boston teams. The Patriots have 6 titles, the Red Sox 4, the Bruins and Celtics 1 apiece. And all those teams have had near misses. The Patriots really could have easily had 2 more, perhaps 3, and the Bruins also came close a couple more times. The town's decades of futility has been erased this century. It's truly been a golden age, which is partially why Brady is so revered. Statistically, he's very good. Elite. Well, before mid-season 2021, assuming Drew Brees retires, he'll pass the only guy ahead of him in yardage. This despite missing almost 1 entire season with an injury and 4 games of another season over Deflategate. There are lies, damned lies and statistics. Mark Twain popularised this phrase, although he apparently nicked it from British Lord Leonard Courtney, which is why there are some weird anomalies when comparing Brady to other all-time greats. Brady is tied for 7th all-time in passer rating with Dak Prescott. No one's saying those 2 guys are the same, there's 1 spot behind Kirk Cousins. Throw that stat out. Yards per attempt, Brady is 35th. That's actually good, but also feeds the dink and dunk narrative. What about interception percentage? Brady is 5th all time. Pretty impressive, and only 1 spot worse than Colin Kaepernick. What really elevates Brady though is the sheer number of crowns. It's a compelling argument. However, there are 2 guys from here who have as many, Jim Loscutoff and Frank Ramsey of the Celtics, and 6 Celtics have more. Brady's not catching Russell or Sam Jones. But if championships are the only stat that matters, on that count, Brady has 7. His 35 career playoff wins are more than 28 NFL franchises have, and that's astonishing. Even given Brady's stellar history, if an all-time draft was held for a mythical all-time team, almost no one would take Tom Brady as the first quarterback selected. Guaranteed. Brady himself likely wouldn't take Brady the prospect over his hero Joe Montana. But the results speak for themselves. Like Joe DiMaggio's 56 game hitting streak or Nolan Ryan's 7 no-hitters, it just doesn't seem possible we'll ever see a quarterback win 7 Super Bowls. So, GOAT. It's clearly subjective. It's not just physical gifts and it's not just elite numbers, it's intangible. My quarterback hero was Roger Staubach. He's like Brady, the numbers were secondary to the winning. And if we're talking football, how can it be anyone other than Brady? Answer, it can't be. At pro football's peak lives Tom Brady. Deal with it. The amazing thing is, in Boston, he's got a lot of competition. A healthy Bobby Orr was better at what he did than Brady is at what he does. Those old Celtics ran literal rings around Brady's accomplishments. And whilst it's quite possible there's some recency bias here, the 1960s were a long time ago after all, Brady's closet full of Lombardi trophies kind of speak for themselves. So when are we doing Brady's Duck Bowl parade? And that's all for today folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and comment something you learned from this video down below. Until next time.